The Indian Club helicopter is a fantastic way of mobilizing the wrist while adding an additional layer of depth to your Indian Club practice. Let's take a look at how to execute this move and the 3 general places I'll use it. As with most wrist rolls, the palm angle can play a significant factor here, and especially so in this helicopter. I like to think of this as a fancy way of going from my palm facing the ground to my palm facing the sky, or the reverse of that, my palm facing the sky and then facing the ground. In Indian clubs, we have several common grips. We have the hammer grip, we have the saber grip. In reality, this is a big transition between those as well, where we're going with our palm down in the saber grip. I'm flicking it to the hammer grip. I'm going to allow the club's momentum to continue to turn on the horizon here. Maybe bending my elbow to give the wrist more room if it needs it. From there, I'm getting my palm facing the sky, and then I'm going to flick it back into that saber. Palm down, I flick, and I spin until my palm is up, and I flick back to saber. That is one direction of the helicopter. The other direction of the helicopter is just the opposite of that. So you start with your palm up, you flick the club into the hammer, which should put it behind you, and you follow that momentum until your palm can turn towards the ground. Then you flick back to saber again. That's the helicopter wrist roll in a nutshell. I like to go into a deep hammer grip, meaning almost a ring grip. I'm essentially just holding with my, forefinger and thumb, with my pinky and my middle finger and my ring finger just bracing. That allows for the elbow to not have to compensate as much. Instead of compensating for the wrist through the elbow, we compensate through the hand. That's it. Flick and spin. Cross the horizon. Hammer grip, turn it around, flick it to saber. Hammer grip, turn it around, flick it to saber. Of course, you can find that deeper hammer grip to make it smoother. Now, when would I utilize it? The 3 most common places I use it is in its own move, really, a variation of the helicopter half moon. For that, we just add a scoop in first, and then it's all the same thing. We flick and we spin back out. We flick it to hammer, we follow the momentum, and then we flick it back to saber. This would be the outward, the inward would be back the other way. Same idea, palm is down now, I'm flicking to hammer, letting it rotate through, flicking to saber, and splashing out. As you saw there, the other place I use it is as transition, flicking and spinning to get it moving the other way. You can utilize it off, a heart shape to switch your directions. I very frequently will use it off a crescent moon. Love to use it with a crescent moon to switch directions. And of course, the third one is in a single club flow. It's one of my favorite ways to transition from side to side. What I'm doing there is flicking to that hammer. I'm doing one helicopter, and then I'm switching hands instead of flicking to saber. From there, I just keep that hammer turning. Palm is up. Once the palm gets to the ground, I flick it back to saber, of course, using a deep hammer grip there. Flicking, grabbing, following the momentum back through. The in and out helicopter, as I like to call it. Are there other places you can use the helicopter? Yes, of course. It can be utilized kind of whenever the club needs to move on the horizon there, or can move along the horizon. Those are the places that I like to use it. Have fun playing around and practicing that. Of course, if you can do it in one hand, you can do it in 2. Play and figure it out. Reps will help you out. As always, please leave questions if you've got them. I'm here to help you out. I've been Coach Zach Yannick. Please remember, have fun, be safe, stay hydrated. Talk to you again soon. Peace and love.